Opera Essence, 100% freshly squeezed opera juice, is an Opera a Colori podcast, giving you everything you need to know to help you enjoy the world's finest operas. In this episode, 5 fun facts about La Rondine by Giacomo Puccini. Did you know that La Rondine by Giacomo Puccini was first performed on the 27th of March 1917 at the Grand Teatro, Monte Carlo? The opera was actually ready a year beforehand, but the outbreak of the First World War had delayed its debut as it had initially been commissioned by the theatre in Vienna. But since in the meantime Italy and Austria had become enemies, it couldn't be performed there. So, for its premiere, a neutral setting was chosen, the Theatre of the Principality. Did you know that La Rondine is the first opera by Giacomo Puccini in which the subject is, as they say, original, in the sense that it isn't based on a novel or a piece of prose? In reality, it isn't difficult to find literal or musical references that inspired the librettist. Despite its initial success, Puccini was not convinced and rewrote certain parts, creating another 2 versions. Unfortunately, during the Second World War, a bomb hit the archives at the Cenzogno publishing house, where these versions were kept, and now all that remains of them are a few fragments of scores for voice and piano. Did you know that La Rondine was supposed to be written as an operetta, another kind of musical theatre genre, which was developed in the middle of the 1800s and diffused throughout Austria and France? It distinguishes itself from the genre of opera because it alternates sung and spoken parts and is usually based on frivolous and light-hearted topics. Nevertheless, it is not to be considered any less of an art form. Puccini did not want to be considered an operetta composer due to his love of the drama of opera, and so trusted the writing of the libretto for La Rondine to the Veronese dramaturg and journalist Giuseppe Adami. Did you know that in order to keep the tone light, Puccini used many dances in this opera? From the classic waltz to the more modern foxtrot and tango, he followed the trends of the day, introducing these dance styles which were in vogue in the cultured music scene in the United States of America at the time. Did you know that this opera, written over 100 years ago, deals with universal and contemporary themes such as the difficulties in love, personal relationships, and the bitter contrast between dreams and reality? These themes are timeless, and it is for this reason that this opera is relatable to the modern audience. Have you listened to our podcast with the synopsis of this opera? We hope that these 5 fun facts have sparked your interest. If you have other questions to ask us, why not send us a message via Instagram at Opera a Colori. We look forward to hearing from you soon. And now, the house lights are dimmed. It's time to enjoy the show. Opera Essence, 100% freshly squeezed opera juice, is an Opera a Colori production. This episode was written by Selena Bellomi, produced by Ivo Rizzi, and presented by Felicity Murphy. Follow us on our social media pages at Opera a Colori.